Welcome back to my Weird Things Narcissists Do series. In case you missed the first video, it was about weird things narcissists do to attempt to gain or maintain control and get attention from you. Today we're going to talk about the darker side of narcissists, the weird things they do in intimate relationships, and the weird things they do connected to their various addictions. So, let's get started. Closed captioning provided by Athena Moberg and CPTSDFoundation.org. My name is Angie Atkinson, and on this channel I offer free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse and toxic relationships. I like to call it toxic relationship rehab. So if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button and let's get going. All right, now before we get started, let me just remind you the way that I prepared for these videos is I polled our SPAN group on Facebook. I asked them one simple question, and that was, what are the weirdest things that you've seen a narcissist do? Today we're going to talk about those weird things they talk about in regard to different addictions, as well as things they talk about in regard to intimacy issues in their relationship. So take a look. So let's start with weird money and addiction stuff. Number 1, rack up a $50,000 debt on the credit card and then say she's super stressed about money, yet keeps spending. Number 2, spend tons of money on weed, try to find a weed dealer through social media, and yet complain nonstop that he was broke and never had money. Number 3, spend our money on booze and then get mad at me because he couldn't pay the bills. Number 4, run into the neighbor's mailbox with our new van, call me while I'm outside and can see him down the street. Then rage on me when I asked him if he was drunk. Number 5, let no one in their house ever, but then invited an old high school friend to live with us when I said no way, as she was selling herself for drugs. Number 6, we had gone to lunch. He had a couple drinks, as he always does, and he fell asleep in the car. When I was taking him back to work, he woke up, I think, and started yelling and cursing at the SUV next to us to get out of the way. Not that he was in the way. Then he reached around growling and punched the back seat. I still don't know if he was asleep or awake in that moment. Number 7, did drugs unapologetically in front of children. Now let's talk weird sex and relationship issues. Number 1, masturbated in their mother's room as she slept. Number 2, he would often take us to the mall and have me check out girls with him. He would ask me which ones I would want to take home and sleep with. That would be no one. He would go out with his buddies on the weekends to the strip bars and spend all of our money. We've had our lights shut off more times than I can count. Then tell me that it was actually community service to young co-eds because he was putting them through college. That it was actually community service. Number 3, mine accused me of having sex with one of his best friends' on New Year's Eve while we were in the same house together. I've never cheated on anyone in my life. One time, he stormed away from a restaurant we were eating at because I repeated something he told me when he was drinking. It was a detail about a concert we were at, and on many medications, screaming at me, accusing me of being a liar and putting words in his mouth. I was beyond confused. Number 4, naming genitals, their own and those of other people. And just so y'all know, a little side note, I heard several variations of this one. Number 5, thinking everyone, both sexes, wants to bed them and have a description of what they would do together. Number 6, told a stripper or a webcam girl that he wanted to watch her strip on cam from a library computer. He also demanded to know what she thought about Donald Trump over and over. Number 7, he had come home paranoid, claiming that something wasn't right, like I was cheating on him. And he then asked me why did I change the sheets. He also asked me what time his brother got home, which had strongly believed he was telling on himself, that he had probably just left from being with another woman. I had woke up in the middle of the night and noticed him creeping around the bedroom. I had seen him taking the sheets out of the hamper. I noticed he was examining them and smelling the sheets. I would also catch him circling around outside of the house looking through windows, like he was going to catch me cheating or something, which was kind of bizarre to me. But the day of the discard, I knew something wasn't right. I went through his phone and I saw many text messages that he had sent to women, confirming what my gut was telling me from day 1. Number 8, withheld sex. I was a swinger when we met through the couple I dated. Obviously, I'm not on the standard sexual spectrum, and he was aware of this. Of course, he told me he found this refreshing as he too was of a non-traditional style. I even ran a kinky adult club, so I really wasn't hiding anything. I informed him that I was really looking for a partner in crime to be my primary partner, and we could enjoy sexy playtime with others together. That must have been delightful for him, a real challenge to figure out how to mess up what was basically a free lunch situation. Know how you cheat in an open relationship? You lie, you withhold. Our deal was that we played with each other first, and others of mutual agreement together. Yeah, no. He cut me off totally, made me feel awful if I pursued him, all the while sneaking off to my club without me and having sex with members who he told that I both knew and okayed this behavior, and that I didn't want to have sex with him. Number 9. Asked his first cousin for nudes. She sent them. Number 10. I caught him cheating with a coworker. In anger, I told the coworker, who was also married, that she could have him. When he came back around to me, he would say, "Well, you told her she could have me, so see, you didn't want me." Number 11. On a couple of occasions when we were away on holidays in Southeast Asia, he would wait until I was asleep in our air-conditioned room and then go out to who knows where. He would have to take the card key to the room, which meant that the air conditioning would immediately turn off, making the room very hot and humid. In the morning, he would proceed to tell me in great detail about how long he was away for, and he apologized, not about the air conditioning, and how he hadn't registered how hot it would get in the room while he was out. His machinations were wasted on me, though, as I didn't even wake up. I grew up in the tropics, and I'm used to sleeping in heat and extreme humidity. Number 12. He told me about his best sexual experience. A couple came into a bar where he bartended. The woman was flirting with him and then explained that they were swingers. He took her back into the office and she performed an act on him, if you know what I mean. After work, he went back to their place. Not sure what happened between them and the next morning, but he woke up to the couple having sex in a sex swing. When they finished, he said, "My turn?" Number 13. Mine told me he had a crush on his cousin when they met for the first time as adults. She came to visit 2 years later, and it was hell. Number 14. Thinking I would cheat on him with a celebrity. I go to concerts a lot, and I meet some of the bands. There was only one picture of me with one of the guys in the band, and he literally says, "I see who could steal you from me. That guy in the band you met. Don't lie. I know you would sleep with him if you could, and cheat on me." I told him the odds of me even having the opportunity to sleep with a celebrity is very unlikely. Number 15. Abruptly interrupted sex to clean her dog's teeth. Disclaimer, the dog had just jumped on the bed. Weirdest triangulation. Number 16. Told me that I should kill myself. Said that I should drown myself in the bathtub while we were fighting, and not too long after that, begged to have sex. Number 17. She took all the toys and dismantled them, showed them to various family members, then announced how she loved going down on said person to that person's mother. Number 18. He straddled my body while I was lying down and performed his act on the space between us, making sure he had no actual physical contact with my body, and he made moaning noises. I laid there, frozen and creeped out. I made my plans to exit that toxic relationship the next day. Number 19. Randomly make jokes about homosexuality and pretend he was into men. I didn't care either way, and I love all, but I wanted him to be upfront. He would make jokes about wearing my clothing or underwear, and when I tried to have a heart-to-heart with him, he'd get offended that I thought he might not be into women. He was sexually abused by his father when he was younger, and I feel that that was the beginning of where his fascination began. Number 20. Accusing me of sleeping with my brother. Number 21. He wanted someone in the bathroom to watch him shower all the time. Number 22. Fantasize about a certain act with young people. Number 23. Talking about the pets as sex objects, then scolding the pets for no reason. 24. Declare that if he was gay, he would want to be with Vladimir Putin. 25. In a lesbian relationship, she denied being LGBTQ and told me that I was not as LGBTQ as she. Declared her genitals as superior and told me she is such a good member of the LGBTQ community, but then say she would rather sleep with my brothers as they were prettier. Number 26. Bragging about making out with her ex-boyfriends while engaged and around family. I never heard of someone doing that in a relationship before, and I found it weird. 27. He called his mom mommy, and he would talk to her like a little kid. He'd refuse to cut his fingernails and would grow them out with like a woman's, and sometimes paint them because mommy was proud that he could grow them out like that. Then he'd walk around with his penis hanging out in front of his boxers and randomly swing it at me. Number 28. He's still stalking his ex-girlfriend from 7 years ago online. Every time he had a breakup, he'd go through the steps of accusing his mother of not praising him when he was younger, and then cause trouble for all of his ex-girlfriends, including me, online. All right, now this brings me to the question of the day. And the question of the day is, did any of these ring true for you? Which ones? Share your thoughts, share your ideas, share your experiences in the comment section below, and let's talk about it. All right, that's all I've got for you right now. As always, thank you so much for being a part of my day and a part of my life. And hey, thanks for letting me be a part of yours. It really does mean a lot to me. Now, before I go, make sure you take a look at the videos I'm leaving for you right here and right here. And while you're here, hit that subscribe button right there so that we can stay connected and continue on this healing journey together. I'll see you soon.